Welcome to the channel's book club. Adenike Ogunlesi is undoubtedly one of Nigeria's foremost female entrepreneurs. She is the founder of the successful Ruff and Tumble brand, which specializes in producing and selling clothes for children. She is one of our reading leaders guests for this month, and it was a pleasure hearing her discuss a bit of her story, her reading habits, and the books that have inspired her the most. Please join us after we take a short break. It's nice to have you on the channel's book club.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
You've done remarkably well. Everybody knows the Ruff and Tumble brand, and you've been consistent over the years. So well done to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, how does a CEO like you, who runs a business like Ruff and Tumble, that is growing, that is busy, I mean, how do you find time to read, and how important is reading to you?
I'll answer the last question first. Reading is a lifeline for me, because I believe that we have to commit our lives to a lifelong journey of constant learning. And one of the best places to learn is by reading. So I don't necessarily start a book from page 1 and end up on page whatever is the end of the book. I have learned to look for the things that I need within the context of a book, read it, analyze it, and take the learnings from it. So because of where I am in the business and because of the things I want to achieve within the context of the business, I am willing to find the time, because I believe it is my responsibility to find the time to broaden my mind, to be a better leader, to direct the business within the context of the situation that we have in Nigeria, to make us consistently competitive, innovative. Those things don't happen. You have to be intentional about the things that you want, the outcomes that you want to see in your life. So I am intentional about books. Sometimes I buy a book and I don't get to it for a whole year because I'm caught up in something else that's showing me something different that I want to do. But I take my time. And even if all I read in a book is a chapter, so long as I learn something from it, I'm happy.
I particularly want to put your what you just said now within a context for some viewers who may not know your story. I remember about 10 years ago, I interviewed you, and I put that interview in a book.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to read what you said. I always proudly say I never went to a university. I'm never ashamed of it. That is not what defines me.
No, it still doesn't.
You have to be strong to follow your own dreams.
Yes.
You've got to be determined, and you've got to read up everything you can about it. Is that what you did?
Yes, that's absolutely what I did. And that's why we're here talking about books. I love books. My mother was a professional librarian, so I grew up with books around me. But I just don't like reading books that don't hold any interest for me. I like reading books that hold interest, hold my attention, and I learn something from them. So, again, my freedom, power of choice.
Power of choice.
Power of choice.
Okay, and then you mentioned how you were going to read law in a university, and then you pulled out because you have a passion for tailoring.
I didn't actually know what my passion was at the time. So it was more like to pull out to discover what it is that I actually wanted to do, because law did not hold any fascination for me at all. So I realized, actually, by taking that year out of school, that I had an extremely creative side, and it gave me the opportunity to connect with my creativity. And that's what has brought me where I am today.
Now, you said then that you never went back to university.
I never did.
It's about 10 years.
I still never did.
You never did. Now, so reading for you was extremely important in terms of developing yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. What I realized at the time, and which I am going to promote find a way of promoting is that the context of education is not about being in the four walls of a classroom and cannot be confined to the four walls of a classroom or to education as defined by you get a degree in a particular subject.
Formal structured
education.
Yeah.
For me, there's my creativity, there's an artist in me, I love color, I love texture, and it found expression outside of a classroom. Whereas in a classroom, I was reading, but I wasn't gaining any knowledge. Now, when I now found what I truly had interest in, reading was not a problem. Reading was not a problem. So I'm a great advocate for art schools. We must develop art schools in Nigeria. We must develop schools, vocational schools that are teaching skills that will empower people to be the best they can be. We don't all have to have a degree. I don't have a degree. But educating myself is my responsibility. And if I want to be empowered in today's world, I have to open a book or go online, read electronic books. I don't like electronic books. I like books.
Can you recommend 5 books you've read in the last few years that have tremendously influenced you?
Yes.
For the young business person, young businesswoman or man out there,
I think what is
that
important,
are like must reads for you.
Yes, I think what is important is that you first of all have to identify the fact that you need to bring yourself to a certain level of self-awareness where you know who you are and you can set definitive goals. So I started with a book which I found by accident, which was written by Anthony Robbins, called Unleashing the Power Within. And honestly, it was like it skyrocketed me through the entire universe, where I realized that everything I wanted to do was within my power and my control. So that's a definite book I would recommend. I would recommend the 7 Habits series.
Of highly effective
people, highly
Stephen
effective
Covey.
managers. He's got a whole...
That sounds like a book every business person should read.
It sounds like a book that every person
should read.
Not just a business person, every person that wants to have a fulfilled, balanced, purposeful life. Because it teaches you how. It teaches you how to take the things that are within your control and manage them, and those that are not within your control, how to manage them. It teaches you how to know who you are, bring yourself to a certain level of awareness, your skills, what you're not good at, what you're good at. Teaches you sharpen the saw, and iron sharpens iron. The company you keep, the things you read, the books you read, but we haven't said 5. That's 2. That was just 2 books. I read a book called 100 Entrepreneurial Women.
Oh yes, I remember you mentioned that about 10 years ago.
Yes, a very powerful book. Women who started their businesses with $500, who are running multi-billion-dollar empires today. Very, very inspiring. Showed me also that there was more to business than making money. There was the people side of it. There was the giving back side of it. There was so many different dynamics of also a woman, being a woman, trying to run a business and having a family and finding integration between the two. There's guerrilla marketing, my absolute favorite. I get bought at the airport, passing through. I don't know which country I was passing through, but it showed me how I could use very little money to promote the business, the Ruff and Tumble brand. It taught me below the line advertising techniques that I could use with a low budget and a lot of impact. And of course, there's this book, The Woman Code. Yes,
The Woman Code.
The Woman Code. Women, we are constantly struggling to prove that we're better than men, where I don't think that we should, because we're not made like men, but we should bring our skills and our competencies to bear just like men. I think there's a lot of potential and power locked in women that needs to be unleashed into society. There's a lot of potential in women, and we have been told that we fit this kind of mold, and I feel that we need to break those molds and break those ceilings. It must never be about the fact that I'm a woman. It must be about the fact that I am capable and I'm competent to do whatever it is that is before me. And to get to that level, I think as a woman, I believe that you need to really go back, go deep into yourself, go back into your past, join all your dots, love who you are, be your authentic self, and not try and be anybody else. And I think that will give you the freedom to move forward. Now, your daughter sees you doing that, she's going to do that. Yeah. So you're going to build a whole lot of women who are strong, who are confident, who are fearless, and who are focused in achieving whatever it is anybody else can achieve. So I think those are my 5 books. Did we get to 5?
I think we did 4. I'll ask you the last one the next time we are here.
Yes, okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Mrs.
too.
Ogunlesi. Thank you for joining us on the Channels Book Club.
Thank you. I think it's a good idea.
Thanks.
Thank you.